Hi, my name is May, and this is my recipe for poached fish with chili oil and herbs. We're gonna be utilizing a lot of different ingredients from Lee Kum Kee today, starting with some Lee Kum Kee minced garlic, Lee Kum Kee minced ginger, and Lee Kum Kee Chu Chow style chili oil. We're using black cod. It does have a large amount of fat content, and it lends well to the brothiness as well. So we're gonna start off by marinating our fish. I have some Shaoxing cooking wine here, and I'm just gonna pour that on top of the fish. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a glove, make sure the cooking wine is evenly distributed throughout the fish, and I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt and white pepper. And I'm gonna add some cornstarch to basically coat the outside of the fish so it has a nice coating so the fish can stay moist once we add it to the broth. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil and toast my dry chilies and Szechuan peppercorns. So this is gonna go actually pretty quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the pan and toss it for a few seconds. You really just wanna bring out all those essential oils from the dried chilies and peppercorns. So really just a couple of seconds will do. And we're actually gonna transfer it into our mortar and pestle. You just wanna lightly bruise them so they give out all their flavor once we add it back into the broth. We're gonna add a little bit more oil and we're gonna saute our celery and put it aside, and then once the broth is ready, we're gonna add it back in. If you don't like the taste of celery, you can always use bean sprouts or cabbage. So it is lightly sauteed. I am actually just gonna put this to the side. We're just gonna lightly sear the fish on both sides to kind of seal in all the juices. So I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, and we're gonna sear both sides pretty lightly. So I actually first tried this dish in my travels to Sichuan, China. This is actually a pretty popular dish. A lot of numbing flavors, spicy flavors from the Chu Chow style chili oil. It is super spicy and warm and comforting, especially on a rainy day. This cod is searing pretty nicely. As you can see, I don't want too much color on this. I just want a nice sear. And that cornstarch really helps to kind of seal in all those juices. So the reason why I'm taking it out now is I want to reserve the integrity of the fish because it's going to finish cooking in the broth and it'll let the fish stay moist. We have the Lee Kum Kee minced ginger, the Lee Kum Kee minced garlic. I love using these products because they're super easy to use, really ready to go, already minced, and super delicious. Next up, I have the Chu Chow style chili oil. I'm gonna add in the chilies from the bottom as well as some of the oil to help my garlic and ginger toast. Next up, I'm gonna add our doubanjian. And what doubanjian actually is fermented broad bean paste. So once this mixture has toasted, we're gonna go ahead and add in our Szechuan peppercorns and dried chilies and our chicken stock. We're going to let this come up to a gentle simmer, and then we're gonna add in our fish to finish cooking. I think this dish is super simple to cook. Something that you can utilize any day of the week, not only with fish, but you can poach chicken. You can really use any protein for this dish. But the star is really all about the broth. Now that we have this broth coming up to a simmer, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that down to a medium and add in my celery. And I'm gonna add in my poached fish. And once you add in your poached fish, this is pretty much ready to go. It's gonna take pretty much a minute to finish cooking. So our pieces of fish have been in here for about a minute and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off because I don't wanna let the fish overcook. I can already smell all the different spices from the broth, all the aromatics from the garlic and the ginger, even the celery. The most important part, the broth. And we're gonna finish the dish by adding some celery leaves and some cilantro, as well as some scallions. And we're just gonna finish it off with a sprig of Szechuan peppercorns. So I like to serve this dish with some steamed rice, and it just blends really well. I'm gonna spoon some of this rice into the broth. Super savory. You get a lot of the heat from the chili oil. Oh my gosh. So I really hope that you try this recipe at home. It will definitely impress your friends and family. So for this recipe and more, log on to lkk.com. My name is May. Thanks for watching. See you soon.